Class of 2020.
Today we have the unique privilege of standing united with one voice,
with one message,
and with one purpose.
To celebrate and memorialize time.
The timeline of your journey from kindergarten to this historic end to your high school career.
Time is always marked by important memories, key milestones, and momentous occasions.
Those events signify that life as we know it has changed, that something else is coming.
It's a strange place to find yourselves because time allows you to exist briefly in two realms.
On one hand, you mourn what's lost. On the other, you look to the future in anticipation of the next step in the journey.
With each of these occasions, it is inevitable that our sense of familiar shifts.
Our normal becomes old news, our expectations transform, and then time, without regard for how these events have affected us, marches on.
Sometimes with the cadence of a slow, easy walk, sometimes with jarring and abrupt fits and starts, and sometimes with almost overwhelming speed.
Regardless of the pace, though, we can allow these experiences to leave the most indelible impressions and cement themselves in our hearts and minds.
And we do.
This has been true for you, the graduating class of 2020, for all of your lives, because your timelines have already been marked with a series of momentous events, all of which have been history makers.
Most of you were born in the immediate aftermath of 9/11, arguably one of the most significant and challenging events of our history.
And while you were learning to sit up and to crawl and walk and talk, your families and your communities and your leaders all had to face unexpected, unparalleled events and work through the uncertainty and insecurity that they forced upon us.
And they did.
During your kindergarten year, Steve Jobs introduced the world's first smartphone, which ultimately influenced how we communicate, how we teach and learn, and how we work.
As time passed and you moved through grade school, transitioning from one milestone to the next, losing your first tooth, learning to ride a bike, earning your first award or trophy. The evolution of technology impacted us in ways that we couldn't quite fully understand.
Social networking continued to evolve. Communities and businesses began to interact through multiple platforms, and the workforce began to offer work-from-home options.
Eventually, you began using this technology to capture your own milestones and memories on apps such as Instagram and through Twitter and Snapchat. Your friends and families, your communities and your leaders, and even you needed to keep moving.
And you did.
And now, as seniors preparing to exit school, your timelines are marked by yet another momentous occasion, and that will alter all of your lives moving forward. A graduation event occurring in the middle of a pandemic.
You began your senior year as part of the lockstep, steady march towards your traditional month of May senior events.
You had a plan. You had a vision. You were secure in knowing what to expect next.
And then it all unexpectedly stopped, which may have caused you to look at your immediate future with a sense of insecurity and uncertainty.
Some of you may even be asking yourselves, am I prepared? Or will I know what to do next? The answers are simple.
You are and you will.
Because of the earmarks of your historic timelines have been preparing you all along. You are prepared to face down the insecurity that comes with change and not having a set path.
Because you are dreamers and action takers.
And in time, you will open the doors of opportunity when you encounter them.
You are prepared to use times of uncertainty to explore, to make difficult decisions, and to take strategic chances because you are innovators and problem solvers.
And in time, you will help your families, your colleagues, and your communities find a new and productive way forward.
You are prepared to meet unexpected challenges with creative thought and inspirational acts because you are the trailblazers and history makers. And in time, you will design the new technologies and discover the new solutions for all of us.
And now, instead of being able to gather together as a community to recognize and celebrate your accomplishments,
we instead find ourselves simultaneously moving away from the tradition
and facing with anticipation how our new normal will allow us this unprecedented opportunity to highlight not only your accomplishments, but to showcase how prepared you are to move along your timelines towards your next great milestones.
Maya Angelou, poet laureate, said,
All great accomplishments require time.
And as you will see here today, you are well on your way.
In addition to the impressive recognitions evident here, you will also be reminded how many of you have already spent time as civic-minded community contributors.
You will see in the faces of your friends and classmates those who have already begun promising careers as advocates for equality, as spokespeople for those who haven't yet found their voice, and as caregivers for those in need.
And you will see in the faces the people who bring us, those who have walked this path before you, confidence, optimism, and hope for what time will bring next, because you do.
We offer our heartfelt congratulations to the historic class of 2020.
It is definitely your time.
Your time.
Your time.
Your time.
Your time.
Pledge allegiance to the flag, the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, class of 2020. Before I begin, I would like to give a huge thanks to the teachers and administrative staff who have helped and supported my journey through high school and never gave up on me. I would also like to thank my family and friends for sticking by my side and making sure I never gave up. At the start of my freshman year, I was 14 and a half and pregnant, constantly getting in trouble, kicked out of school with no care in the world. I was confused and scared like most of us freshmen because our adult life just began and we thought our childhood was over. Sophomore year was comfortable for a lot of you, I'm sure, since you became comfortable with high school, but I wasn't just yet. I was home with a newborn, still getting in trouble, working, and not focused at all. When I piece off my sophomore year together, it then brings me into another chapter for myself and all the students, junior year. We're now upperclassmen in high school, everything's more serious for most of you. People can rely on you to know more. You begin to start thinking about your future, and so forth. And I didn't know just yet. I was very confused, frustrated like most, and I just gave up halfway through the year. In 2019, I received a phone call that I was enrolled in a daytime program, and I didn't pay it much mind. It wasn't going to be a breeze, and it was a 50% chance that I was going to graduate. Like most of you guys, I know senior year is a scary part of high school. If you're not as focused as you should, you don't know if you should keep going or just stop where you're at. But we all chose the right way because we wouldn't be where we are today. I kept a positive attitude through my challenges, taking online courses to receive extra credits, losing my grandmother and work at home, working 2 jobs, taking care of my 3-year-old son, and the worst challenge we all faced was the COVID-19. I think we all lost hope and didn't think we were going to graduate. We felt as though our 12 years of hard work, stressful nights, good grades and bad grades were thrown down the drain, but no matter what hardship was thrown at us, we still managed to make it here today. As we prepare our life outside of high school, I'd like to give a bit of courage to class of 2020 to keep going and furthering your education. I wish you the best of luck, class of 20. With that being said, I'm gonna head out.
As the principal of the Alternative Education Program, it is my honor to present to you the graduating class of 2020. Each of you has worked so hard and persevered through every barrier thrown at you. By focusing on the process, you have accomplished just one of many goals for you, earning your high school diploma. Congratulations to the class of 2020. You continue to make me proud. Shanice Fione Anderson. Mackenzie Elizabeth Bloss. Tyree Aubrey Brown. Dejan Butler. Mia Kenyatta Callum. Micabella Amaya Chavez. Zamira Mahalia Christie. Lakin Allison Clary. Brian Ty Corbin. Iterian Adon Cox Wilson. Niger Jihad Creighton. Dylan Jeffrey Kraus. Diamond Jate Graham. Ayana Najee Henson. Terrell Vincent Hubbard. Brandon Kevin Johnson. Brandy Precious Lundy. David Michael Parks. Isabel Maclovia Pinto. Malia Renee Presbury. Ardesia Monet Prince. James Alexander Keone Rhodes. Paris Monet Richardson. Jordan Tyler Rossman. Brianna Nicole Sheets. Malia Catherine Solanka. Torin Nashon Truitt.
To the Alternative Education Program Class of 2020, this is our time. Congratulations, please turn your tassels.